This is part 6 of worksheet 4 in unit 3, which I don't think is the hardest part on the worksheet. We're going to start by just making a circle for the bottom of the part, which has a radius of 60, and then extruding that um, not all the way to the top, which is a height of 70, but 40 less than that, which should be a height of 30. Then we can sketch on the top of the circle. So I'm going to make sure, there we go. We're going to make a larger circle, which has a radius of 34 or a diameter of 68. And then I'm going to make a rectangle that is the height that matches the diameter of that circle. And then it should go over 80 inches. I'm also going to include the rectangle in the center, which is a cutout. So that rectangle has a height of 8, and so half of that would be 4. I'll go 4 up from the center, and then make this rectangle, and I think it goes all the way to the center. Height of 8, and a width of 80 is fine. And I'm going to extrude this shape. So here I want everything besides that center rectangle. And this looks a little bit bizarre, but when we make a hole through the shape later, that will look more natural. Next, I'm going to draw on the bottom here. And we're going to draw that circle, which is $11 further than the edge, and it has a diameter of 30. So we can just connect this circle to the shape and then trim away parts of the circle we don't need. I'll also put the smaller circle in here. So when we extrude it, it's not a hole. And I drew that on the wrong side, so I'm going to flip that over to the other side real quick. So now that it's on the right side, we can extrude just the outside of that shape, and we're going to go up, but not that far, only a distance of 12. At this point, we can make a hole, and the way that I've done it, it would probably be easier to go from the bottom up. Actually, let's try to do it from the top. Since we have this curve that we can align it to, and it's got a diameter of 50, not 15, and it goes all the way through. So now, if we look up at the top, that looks right. It still has the edge there. So now we can create a sketch on this face, which will be 60 from the center of the circle, and 20 from the top of the shape. Before I extrude this, that looks a little bit low, and that's because my second extrusion should have been a distance of 40, not 30. Now notice that because sketch 5 was anchored to the top of the shape, that then this sketch got moved up with it when that shape was extruded. Also, since this feature was based on the bottom face, it stayed in place, which is pretty lucky. So now we'll use the hole tool. We're done with sketch 5. We use the hole tool at that point that we found, and then this is going to be a counterbore hole with the larger diameter being 20, smaller diameter being 12. And then it should go through the entire shape, which we can see with the front view. It goes through the section we're on and the next section, which is what we want. So I'll set this hole. Oh, but I did not set the depth of the counterbore correctly. Should be 10. That looks good. And the last thing we can do is fillet. And so our fillet radius is 4. Do both of these edges. And then a chamfer on the very bottom of our shape, which has a distance of 2. It's kind of hard to see from this home view, but you can kind of see that edge down there. And that's how you make part 6 on worksheet 4 of Unit 3.